So I have something I want to talk about. I was scrolling through my YouTube feed the other day, and by the other day, I mean literally 2 minutes ago before I started recording this video, and I noticed something. I felt emotionally, energetically drained by all of these videos that YouTube was suggesting me. And I thought to myself, why is that? What is happening with me? What is happening with me, and why am I behind this chair? On a more serious note, I was kind of bummed out by it actually, and I'm not sure why. And then I took another look at my front page, and I noticed all of the thumbnails there were just not appealing to me anymore. And I was like, why? I can tell you why. Because they literally have not changed in like the last 4 or 5 years. Maybe even longer than that. What I mean is, of course, they all look different, right? They all look crafted well. Let's put it that way. But I noticed some strange similarities that you probably also noticed. For example, red arrows. Maybe your feed is different than mine. Probably your feed is different than mine. But like in every third video or something, there is a red arrow. Like here and there and there and there and everywhere. And I'm thinking to myself, what are they doing? Do they think like I'm stupid? I can't see what this is supposed to be. But if you have like a text box right there on your thumbnail, and you have text there that is like literally written in 72-point font, right? So really, really big. I can see what you mean. You don't have to put a red arrow that is pointing to that specific box because that's the only box in your thumbnail. I'm smart. Sometimes. Rarely. But, these kind of thumbnails treat you like you're like literally the stupidest person on earth. Stupidest. Is that even a word? It is. Okay. Saved myself there. Ooh, that was a close one. Almost all of these thumbnails, and I mean almost all of these thumbnails, have some sort of exaggerated face on them. For example, like this. Or like that. Or like this maybe even. You know where I'm getting at. And it's just getting really tiresome for some reason to look at. Sure, I'm probably no better than that. Come on. I use fucking Microsoft Paint because I'm no artist. I don't know how to do shit at all. Look at the quality of this camera. And honestly, if I had like some ounce of talent in graphic design or in whatever skill is required for that, Photoshop probably, I would probably do it the same way because it just works. And that's the most annoying thing about this, that my monkey brain responds to shit like that, right? I see a red arrow that is pointing to some clickbaity text like, oh, you won $50 billion. And my monkey brain is like, click. That's the most tiresome thing of all times. Oh, and one thing that I actually did not talk about yet is the titles. Like, not all of the titles. Some titles are actually like informative in their nature. Like, they tell me what I'm probably about to see, right? But like 50% of the titles, or maybe even more, maybe even less, I don't know. It probably depends on the feed that you're looking at. But my feed, half of the times, the titles are like, oh, how I became a god tier anything pro in 2.5 days. And I'm like, yeah, sure you did. And that's how the world works. My favorite titles are the ones where they just say something like, and these are actually titles that I've written out. Get this. Come on. They read everything. I'm not joking. That's an actual title in my front page. They read everything. I don't even know what this video is about. They just said they read everything. I don't know. Another good one, The Burger Trap, or my personal favorite, We Need to Talk. Actually, I might use that as my own title. Because the thing is, I have no better ideas than that as well. Because it just works. It works. I click on it. You probably click on it. It just fucking works. But it annoys me so bad. So bad. You know what these titles remind me of? Like these clickbaity stories that we had like in the 2010s and stuff, where they would just say in the title, oh, 7 ways to actually lose weight without working out or changing your diet. Number 6, you won't believe. That's what these titles remind me of. But then again, no offense to all the creators, because I would do it myself exactly that way. Yeah, so what's the gist of the video? I don't know. There's no point to this. Just a rant. I guess I wanted to get this off my chest. That's what I feel most of the times when I watch YouTube videos in my free time. So, in conclusion, I'm not really annoyed at what the YouTube creators are doing with the thumbnails and the titles, because clearly it works. It works for me. I click on it. I'm annoyed at myself for clicking on most of these videos just because I think, there's a red arrow in the thumbnail. Better click on that. I never know what I would miss out on. The camera quality is by the way shit, I know, but that's on purpose, so you don't have to see my face in full resolution, because nobody wants to see that. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Okay, bye. Fucking weird video if you ask me.